My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slay the Spire Downfall. We're going to go in with the Snecko, as well as the console there for just a second. Rise, servant. Lose 9 max HP for a random rare relic seems... Oh! Ooh! Whenever you play 3 or less cards during your turn, draw 3 additional cards at the start of your next turn. That is a very, very, very powerful start here for us. Okay, this gives me a couple of fights to actually start getting a little bit more powerful. Let's take the recall first, though. Wow. You got 2... My 2 unknowns both turned into rare colorless. That is unlikely. Awaken when you die, heal 10 HP instead. That's really not helpful. You kill that and then hope this gives me a defend. Of course it doesn't. But hopefully we can get the kill here. Tail whip for vulnerability. Hey, we actually got it. We're not going to be playing specifically into the pocket watch. I don't know if there are enough singular, large, powerful cards to try and build a pocket watch E-deck. It's basically going to help us on the turns that we whiff otherwise. I'm taking improvised attacks so that I can take the more aggressive path here. All right, yeah, this doesn't upgrade the off-class card. It just gives you 3 more damage. Yeah, that's really not useful. Guess we'll just upgrade some question marks. Usually I would go with the tail whip there, but I don't want to upgrade the card that I intend on cutting from the deck. And I intend on cutting it from the deck because tail whip only ever screws me over. Like it's trying to. Dice Boulder. Screw it. Give me a big random attack. I know I just said that I'm not playing the other random thing because it screws me over. And in this circumstance, I am playing the random thing despite the fact that it might screw me over. But the thing about that is, reasons. That's what you hadn't considered. See, it's reasons. Get him. No, 3 damage. I'm so glad I didn't try and use that on the other one. Yeah. Come on. Stop dealing so much damage to me. Okay, no, we're good. Turn up. As well as gain 6 block, increase by 1 for each off-class card in your hand. I intend to include significant amounts of off-class cards, so seems very good. This gets so much more impactful when you get the upgrade on it, though. I think I'm going to be skipping out on 1 elite. Ooh, and I feel good about that decision because it's Toxic Egg. And his skill card added to my deck. He's pre-upgraded. Hang on! Wait, no, I thought it upgraded Reboot for some reason there, but that's because I upgraded 1 in my deck already. I can't even improvise attack without waking the enemy up. Fine. Yeah, we got vulnerability for a turn there at least. Off-class, off-class, off-class. None of these are off-class. It'll change more later, but it's just kind of funny to note it at the moment. That's off-class. Oh, 46. Oh, that was a. That's as the kids would say, pretty poggers. Ooh. Now we're just pogging out of control. Fossilized Helix, prevent the first time you'd lose HP each combat. As well as, oh, they're so upgraded already. Cards modeled this way can't cost 3. God, that's pretty good. But a weak card. The thing is, all of these cards, this is a comment someone made that was so mind-blowing to me. Unknown cards will always become off-class cards because they are from any other class. So these are always good in off-class builds. Right? It's just all all unknown cards are off-class. Not all off-class cards are unknowns or came from unknowns. It's the case. Maybe important to differentiate it from time to time. Okay. Okay. That's a decent amount of damage, and I love the Fossilized Helix. Just doing the full block here for us on the first turn. I'm probably going to put a couple more unknowns in here, right? Discard all off-class cards, draw that many +2. Never mind. Sorry, that's extremely definitely what I take there. I've got enough potions to survive this fight. Why? Okay, we're going to get at least our 3 extra draw next turn. Defensive Flare looks real good here. Like Defensive Flare and then Disrupting Slam. Maybe then Rotation. I like that. Defensive Flare again. We lose all of those attacks, but I don't know do I necessarily want those attacks. But we keep our buffer. So yeah, we get to have a turn like this. This is going to be 14 after 9. I can keep the buffer again for another turn. Yeah, all of this matters, because I could have had a turn here that just had no defense or some such, but, like, now I just get to kill you instantaneously. That should have been with the streamline. Oops. Finish out the fight pretty comfortably. I honestly cannot see the world in which I ever take a upgraded Guardian card, an unknown Guardian card rather, or an unknown Hexaghost card, or an unknown Slimebound card. I cannot see the world because there are so many cards in those classes that only work in those classes. So, like, I keep getting offered things like this, and I will always turn them down. I regret having to, but I believe I do have to. Oh, yes! Vajra, we're 2/3 of the way to a Giga right now. 15 and 12. It's just short of lethal and the Fungi Beast. Definitely not what I was looking for with the regret now coming out. Well, that's going to be my buffer protection gone. Yeah, screw it, you're dead. I don't want to take any more damage in this fight. Exhaust a card in hand, replace it with a random card of the same type that costs 1 less. Now, I really want to take note, but it's up against cheap stock right now. I'm using all of these heads. I have to. It's so powerful! Oh, Floating Orbs! Floating Orbs is a great pickup here. We should... Definitely Floating Orbs. Probably should use the Defensive Flare first. my god, and there's double cheap stock there as well. Cheap stock just upgrades to become, yeah, innate. It doesn't become 0 cost, unfortunately. Okay. Just gonna play the defensive there. And sure, I'll cheap stock. Happily exhaust the establishment. Don't need that. Good call. Gain 1 strength at the start of each turn. Oof. I'm probably in this fight for long enough to do that, I think, actually. Why did it have to become even more cost? Why could it not have been less cost? Goodbye. And we'll just get rid of another strike. This fight does bring into focus. Soul exchange. Yeah, I don't want to do that. This fight does bring into pretty sharp focus that the Snecko doesn't really have that much access. One sec. Hey, now we're not losing health on this turn, at least. It brings in pretty sharp focus the fact that the Snecko doesn't really have that much access to AoE. And that's really what we're being punished for here. Naturally, we'll remove the regrets. Then let's add a card first. Exhaust all off-class cards in hand, replacing them with new ones that cost 1 less. I do like that. I probably do want to transform a card here. Maybe just like a Tail Whip. Slime Boss card. You walk into a room to find a large hole in the ground. As you approach the hole, an enormous serpent creature appears from within.
Oh, hello. What have we got here? To you, my overlord, I ask one simple question. The most fulfilling of lives is that in which you can punch anything. Do you agree?
You can punch if you agree. I disagree here. They stare at me with a look of extreme disappointment, and that's okay. Excuse me? My defense all just disappeared? Defense. Yeah, both of these enemies double attacking for the first 2 turns is, it's just pretty rude. It's just pretty rude, yeah. Alright. Ah, yes, but that let me defend, and that's good enough. Oh god, really? Okay, never mind. I can prevent myself from taking any damage there. Perfect. That matters, because this is, like, I can't heal before the boss fight, so... Lock Potion, that matters a hell of a lot too there as well. Unknown upgraded Ethereal card. However, that's Quick Move, and Quick Move is good defense. I don't think I need as much muddling, because I have the cheap stock in the deck. Revenge Protocol. When you leave defensive mode, gain 4 momentary strength and enter defensive mode. I can also split into a bruiser. I think here I have to leg sweep though. There's a quick study in the deck, and there's a Volcano Visage. Okay, yeah, we just need to get to those cards. Pop that defensive flare, and then quick study. I think I just want Chrono Boost, honestly. For every 12 cards I play, and I might be able to play somewhat near that this turn at least. Rotate past those boss cards. Definitely kept the Volcano Visage out there. Okay. Decent amount of casts on that turn. Improv attack gives me the slime slap. Yes. Gives me the defensive there. I'll also throw out a defend and then draw a couple cards, and we do get to the time ripple. Okay, we have managed to keep the buffer, which was the intent behind doing extra defense on that previous turn. It's fine. I just needed to cast more cards for the sake of the growth. Perfect. Good fight. Good fight. Cheat this turn. Cards that choose a random number for their effects choose a maximum possible number. Do I just need more random uncommon unknowns? Is more power really what I need? More power might be just what I need. Cheat right now does say, you know, your dice boulder does maximum damage 100% of the time. Well, 100% of the time when it's in the same hand, you know. What is our problem in this deck right now? It's draw, isn't it? Let's take more power. Super Snecko Soul. Replaces Snecko Soul. Upon pickup, increase your max HP by 2 for each unknown card. Whoa, hang on. Upon pickup, increase your max HP by 2 for each unknown card in your deck. So what this actually says right now for us is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get 12 max HP. That's naturally pretty underwhelming right now. Runic Pyramid also seems pretty good, and there's another option there that I didn't see because the Runic Pyramid was there. It's occluded all behind it. Energy's still going to be a problem for us, so I still want to hit those when I can. I'll take the 1 in 20 cards here, because a lot of them are upgraded. Hey! Soul Roll is not the one I'm looking for. Where is the one I'm looking for? It's the draw. Soul, dice roll, dice draw, draw dice, soul dice. Yep. That makes sense. It's rotation. Mwah. Get licked. I'm actually going to upgrade all my cards here so that I can kill the fat gremlin. I'm doing that to manipulate the RNG of the gremlin leader's attacks next turn. It's significantly less likely to attack with only 1 minion on the board. Great. We drew 3 extra cards there because the pocket watch happened at the start of my turn there. Innate return any random exhausted 0-cost card to your hand. That's a Megalick every turn. That's not the turn your nose up at, certainly. Secret technique right now could pull rotation. Sure. Mind blast. Well, I'll tell you this thing. Draw's definitely not our problem in this hand. Clash. Yeah, Clash isn't going to be playable. Dice Boulder increased its cost as well. Well, again, we only have one minion left on the board. It's just I'm not really doing anything to the Gremlin Leader. Dark Shackles are going to be a great hit for that Gremlin Leader, though. When we end up sending that one flying. Okay, I'm going to recycle the Dice Boulder there. Single Strike to take that target out, and then we need one more, right? Okay, so defend, and then I'm going to transmutate for Apotheosis to upgrade the whole deck. Next turn, I'm going to get 30 block and 2 strength. Okay. Secret technique to pull the Dark Shackles out, which go on the backliner, saving us so much damage this turn. Piloting this deck is weird. It's weird. There's so much everything to do at all times. How is Charge Up even still in the deck? Get a second copy of it somewhere? Colorless cards! Magnetism! Colorless cards! Boss cards! Magnetism! Magnetism! What I am trying to say here, despite having lost all capacity for speech, is that magnetism got, like, low-key super upgraded. Also, maybe Charge Up got returned by, oh yeah, sorry, magnetism because it can give you, colorless cards. Boss cards. It also might have been returned because when I played it, it was 0 cost, and then the recycle brought it back afterwards. That's possible. I'm gonna enter defensive mode. I'm gonna block for a bunch. I'm gonna weaken every single one of you. I'm gonna pull out a Dark Shackles. No vulnerability on the backline or anything such. Just trying to get a good attack for a later turn. Two Mind Blasts. Just to end the fight. Gotta end the fight by blowing their minds, you know? The Tungsten Rods. Rare attack. I do want attacks in this deck. Rare attacks are often conditional based on what you have in your deck. I'm going to take an Unknown Ethereal card. And then this one's going to be a vulnerable card. I'm going to block that. I suspect that I will be able to block a, or possibly at least, be able to block a giant hit that the enemy might put out against me later after I'm vulnerable. I'm okay exhausting all those off-class cards. I'll do that, and then concentrate discarding those 3. Rotation for 2 card draw. Ooh, Ball Lightning? No. I'll get further into the deck. Okay. Haunting Lick, Vulnerability, and then just go absolutely for it. Unknown upgraded colorless card. Now that is appealing. Soul Roll is not what I was looking for. I keep looking at that and I'm like, is this the draw everything? It is not the draw everything. Dice block? Sure. Shuriken. You know what? Yeah, I'll just take it for some scaling damage. Tell you one thing, I have fought no shopkeepers so far. I'm going on paths where question marks could be shopkeepers, but that's obviously not doing everything we kind of need at the moment. Yeah, Afterlife. Oh, that plays at the end of the turn. We're fine. Oh, that worked out so well. Let's bandage up and Visage. We've got a Growth Punch so that we get that goop on that Growth Punch. I really want to play the Crippling Cloud next turn though, so I'm just going to defend. This turn's double defend Crippling Cloud, right? Actually, you know what? It's Crippling Cloud, and then Ice Block. Not enough. Rotation. Defensive Flares. Also not enough. Rotation again. Defensive Flares at least a little bit more now. Having a zero-cost Worship in the deck is not bad. Certainly. Unfortunately, the enemy's no longer going to be weak, so that heal hook is no longer relevant. Or at least no longer as relevant. Although now I'm going to worship and just whack away at the enemy pretty happily. I love getting worship with the Snecko. It's so good. I think my first win was with worship. Snec Beam deals damage to all enemies equal to the unknown number of cards in your deck. That and the defensive flare both seem pretty good here. This is a little bit of guaranteed AoE. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, but it only gets more powerful as I keep taking others. Whetstone. This isn't my last opportunity to get the Sapphire Key. But it's not super valuable. Rather, the Whetstone isn't super valuable there, so I'm happy to go for it. Hey, finally we get a merchant to fight. We can leave the vulnerability for when it's necessary. Or useful, rather. Sure, let's advance, I guess. Okay. I'm pretty sure cheap stock just tried to decrease the cost of Haunting Lick. Because nothing in my hand has decreased, and Haunting Lick glowed. But it was already 0. Interesting, interesting. Dice block for some defense. Oh! Tantrum's perfect for us here. Even goes back in the deck to get used later. 97. This is a really well-handled merchant so far. Steal that 32 and then go for as much draw as we can possibly get here. Trying to go for the tantrum game. Give me the tantrum. Just want to chuck a little bit of a mad tanty game. Ignite the active Ghost Flame, ignite the Inferno Ghost Flame. These cards are the reason that it is real hard to take some of the rare cards, because the rare cards often say things that are this tied to the base mechanics of the character. So we just killed that in a single fight? That went pretty well. Exhaust a card in your hand, replace it with a random card of the same type that costs one less. I mean, it could. Letter Opener seems pretty good, though. Certainly. A little bit of AoE that we're currently missing. Certainly take a base strike out of the deck. How random do we want to be? We're already extremely random. This, in fact, makes us less random. I'm gonna save my money for later shops. It was +1. I could have played cheap stock. Damn. I thought I needed to play all of those though. Heal 4 2. I'm gonna nope the empowered intensity there because it doesn't really help us. I have no defense in this hand right now. Defensive flare, thank you for turning up. I'm gonna do that and then rotation, try and find something else. You are mine. Certainly don't need that. Okay, this is actually turning out pretty well. Defend, and then I'll play Shift, and that is another skill. So we got 10 damage AoE. 30 damage total in this fight, just out of that. Okay, so you can float past, certainly. But Snake Bean's 12. And it exhausts. Gosh. Do I? Alright, come on. Nice. That worked out in our favor. I certainly shouldn't have done it. But it did work out. But it was the wrong thing to do. Definitely not the defect card. You cannot make me. I think there are probably more useful silent cards than there are unknown upgraded uncommon powers. My first turn right now is just try and cheap stock as much as I can and then wait until I can play every card constantly. Lose 50 souls to heal. Don't care about that. Why would I ever bother healing, eh? Might need to do it after this fight, though. Oh, Shockwave! Double decreased! Okay, rotation again. Power, we can... I'm gonna go for the defensive before I float past. Yeah, that's why. Iron Fang for some defense. That actually really matters because now I can kill the backliner and then still take very little damage to the frontliner. In fact, very little. By very little, I mean none. What I meant to say there was none. Got him in the end. Have I got a week? I have a week. I could go for the 2 costs, because that could be Mantra. I know that's a weird thing to constantly be hoping for, but it could be Mantra. Replace all strikes and defends with random unknown cards. Yes. Most of them were skills and immediately got upgraded. That is great. So now how many unknown cards do I have in the deck? Okay, I've got 17. So 34 max HP from the Super Snecko Soul. Well, now I would probably do it. Now I might actually. Ah. My bad there. I forgot that that was going to deal damage to me. Every set does nothing for us here. Greatest is fine. I'm going to weaken you and then shifts past. There's one ethereal card in the exhaust pile. But if nothing else... Yeah, it's a way to set up for pretty easy kills here. Duplicated form is nice. But I think I should probably focus on my defense first. Thank you, Stack. Hey! Well done on just giving us the kill there. Unknown upgraded rare skill looks pretty good. And another vulnerable card. I'm finally playing the Snecko how I thought the Snecko, or said in the first episode, the Snecko ought be played. Finally actually living up to that. The first one is always going to deal the full damage to me anyway. Like, I could have evaluated and then tried to Sucker Punch as well, but I wanted to get my cheap stocks out. Unlimited power, Force Ignite all Ghost Flames in order. This is another pretty clear example of the thing I was talking about prior. I'm having some AoE set up. White Noise, what do you find for us? Mod Shield, more power. Wait. That does that to all enemies? Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, I've never... For some reason, that never even really occurred to me that that was going to be to all enemies. Makes a lot more sense right now. I could have killed that turn if I just played the Forethought. Finally, I would have found what Forethought is good for. Unknown upgraded again. Oh, we get a lot of rares out of that. Exhaust a card, trash to treasure. Exhaust a card, gain energy equal to its cost. This is recycle, except it's just snack proof and doesn't exhaust itself. I like it. I'm down. Especially with the runic pyramid, naturally. Sucker. Crippling Cloud charge up. Take the 2 damage from the Mercury Hourglass, but now we are well defended for this turn, which we are over defended for. I'm gonna use Berserk. Wasn't super necessary at least. 6 group to attackers this turn. We can save that for a later turn, certainly. Let's try to make a 0-cost attack there. Explosion. Living Wall. I'm gonna rotate now. Time of need, add a random power card to your hand. It costs 0 until played. Punch is still not super great. Ooh, that Envenom's pretty spicy though. Nice slow to all enemies. Love that too. Slow to all enemies. Envenom. Yeah, let's shift. Get some other free cards in here, effectively. Maya Slime out. Let's rotate for some more draw. Exhaust a card. If it's exhausted, its effect activates. So I can exhaust the power from beyond here manually, if I really wanted to. But I do not. More than happy setting up a little for next turn. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Another rare skill. Whenever you play an off-cast card, draw 1 card. There's also restock? God, wow, I actually want all of them. I'm gonna take the exotic form. We said draw was what we needed, right? I definitely can't take the Snecko away here. It's just Cursed Key. A little bit of extra energy. Very happy to have it. Okay. Let's definitely go to the shop early. Let's make exotic form a little bit more playable as well. I would actually prefer to go for relics here instead. X-Cost card's pretty interesting. What am I never happy to draw? What am I always like, ugh, this card? Every time I draw it. Dice Boulder. It's Dice Boulder. He's looking at me in the face the whole time like, really? You need to ask? You know it's me. I know. I could put the Snack Beam in the opening hand, 20 damage AoE on the first turn. For 1 energy. Take the random costs and then the bounce. Happy to lose the improvised attack. I actually didn't want that one either, but it was... I wanted it slightly more than I wanted the Dice Boulder. Okay. I mean, I don't need to flex this turn. I got a whole load more turns I can flex on. We just killed the enemy this turn, right? Flex. Swear at God. Deal 90 damage and slow to all enemies. Yeah, sure. I didn't even have time to play more power in that. More power is so good. More power is wild. More power legitimately makes me feel like I'm cheating. But not too much. Let's see. I'm gonna replicate defensive flare here so I can go boom. Get defended. Basic protocol, that will heal up a little here as well, and then sure, remove all of your strength for this attack. We've got a lessons learned here that I actually want to play as well to finish out the fight if possible. I am so glad I have the 2 cheap socks and the trash to treasure because I desperately need all of them. So it's double twin beam you. Hit him with the Snecko. Follow with the and okay, we did actually manage to lessons learn the final one. I just need some more block cards, I think. While I am glad to have my bowl buddy with me, really probably should have not opened that. Come on, let me just incidentally kill them with, hey, Guardian Whirl. That's pretty much as I could have asked for. Gambler Brew. Gambler Brew matters a lot when our whole hands... Wait, I should have taken the weak one there, I think. Maybe? Gambler Brew still matters a lot when we might have an entirely garbage hand that we need to get rid of at some point. Trigger effects that happen at the start of your turn, such as applying... Oh my god, there's also Nightmare for 1 cost! Sorry, there's just so much happening. Yeah, that'll do. Burn the rest of the hand. But yeah, gave the rest of them another volcanic visage there. Okay, we've... Oh my god. The upgraded Seek. Well, compile pack... Oh, but look. Let's take the one that's just lethal. I like how many of our defends relate to previous random things I'd want to draw back into the deck. Honestly, not common. Our potion's probably more valuable for us, to be entirely honest. Alright, Giant Head. Thank you for not attacking on turn 1. Hopefully I can find a reasonable turn here. I'll consider all of this to be a pretty reasonable turn. Again, forcing them all in order. Would if I could, but I can't, so I won't. Ooh, 5th seal. Upgrade a card in deck at the end of the turn, end of the fight. Snecbite is the only and wait, no. Snecbite and this rare power card are the only remaining unupgraded cards in the deck. Okay, at least that one doesn't make me frail. There you go, replace the active Ghost Flame. Get extra money on that one, certainly. I'll accept 200 when it turns up. Trash to treasure this so that I can signature and then expertise for as much draw as possible. Nice. We just get back to the limit break and now we go off. And now it's time to end the fight. Now it's time for how I end the fight. That's what I was looking to try and do before. Okay. Get rid of that one. That one. Okay, now I can judgment. I just wanted to end the fight with a judgment. That's all I wanted. I go for the vulnerability on that one. Certainly work another shop into my path. Very glad that I could immediately remove that enemy exactly. Oh, the combust ate my buffer! Oh, I thought I was being clever there. Never mind. As it turns out, I was not. Ooze bath, Absorball slimes. Absorball slimes. Okay, let's see if I can get some slimes with that. Okay, I didn't get slimes with that. Time ripple, speed boost. Speed boost, that can't really do anything there. Time ripple, fine. Look, the fact that a lot of them don't do anything does definitely balance out the fact that a lot of them just win. I think the amount that I've focused on these cards don't do a thing does give a impression that I'm specifically talking about that constantly negatively. It's, at sometimes at the absolute least, more just a statement of what happened. Just wanted to get rid of the shame there, if nothing else. Put a 0-cost card in stasis for 1 turn, immediately get it back. And we finally upgrade the last card in the deck. Upon pickup, choose 3 gems. At the start of each combat, gain a card with Retain Exhaust and has each chosen gem socketed. Love it. Choose a gem to load the gem gun. Dex. Draw. Crystal Ward. I just wanted defense there. I think take that and then save the rest of my money for the next area. Search the treasury for a relic, certainly here. Why? It's a curse. I knew it was going to be a curse. Why did I do that? Wait, this is for every class? The first time you play a power card each combat, gain 6 block and 1 strength. Or maybe the Snecko just has access to everyone's relics. It actually could be that and I wouldn't know. Gemstone gone. Gives me 5 block on turn 1. It's a crystal wall we got back. Rough. Okay. Tackle. I don't know what the hell I did. That whole turn was just poorly mismanaged. Which is to say it was well managed, because if it was poorly mismanaged... You know? Because otherwise it would have been poorly managed. No amount of weasel words are going to save me from the mistakes I've made. Come on. Gimme. Of course, that couldn't give me the kill at the end there. We are now set up for the pendant, though, so I'm still pretty happy about that. Serpent Idol's just really good. All right, Ironclad. Square up. Let's protect the boss. Go for impatience. It's the first time each combat? First time you play a power card each combat. Yeah, combat. Okay. That makes sense. I thought for a second there it was each turn, which would be, whew, quite powerful. Spin through Leeching Slime. Wow, duplicated form. That's huge. It's the first card you play each turn that targets enemies. Yeah, so I can't use Spheric Shield twice here or anything like that, which would be amazing, but sadly still not possible. I hate these armor breaks taking up my hand. Like, it's... Ah, and I double blade that one. Dang. Just get another turn of blur in there. I'm just going to build my own blur arcade over here. Get rid of the Guardian Whirl there as well. It probably should have been Instant Inferno, let's be real. I just wanted enough energy to try and play a lot of the rest of my hand here. Try and free up some more space. Okay, Conjuring Blade, actually, we could just play like a big Conjuring Blade this turn and then wait to draw it. Okay, how am I going to get rid of this hand? God, all these defensive flares. Okay, come on, Expunger. It's perfect. I knew that the enemy had the flame shield on, and I knew that because of the amount of block that I'd already generated and barricaded with, we were going to be fine. That's why it was the perfect turn for it. 1383. Okay, there's our victory for Ascension 5. Now it is attempt the meow, the final act, the ending. Or is it indeed the beginning? I absolutely have to get the normality out. I don't have any choice. So I need to find some way to exhaust it. I honestly think it's probably just the trash to treasure. Just do it cheaply. Yeah, this is retained. Okay, I totally mismanaged the gemstone gun. I thought it was going to give us a random card that had 3 slots in it and had those cards socketed in it. I didn't think it was going to give us specifically a card that just acts as the housing for those 3 gems. And as a result, I chose things that I thought would be individually valuable by themselves on the first turn for defense. That's not necessarily how I would approach it, given the chance to do it again. It's perfect. Removed all of the block. That enemy was barricading at that point, so super valuable. Fine. I'll lose an energy next turn. We can't be weak or frail, which is extremely handy here. Let's pull out just to collect. And then a giant malaise that only hits its weaken. Please tell me I have some attacks in this deck. Yeah, we got some in there. It's expertise to try and fill the hand as much as possible here. Face slap. Yeah, I'm actually just going to go with a giant skewer and then play a Just Lucky afterwards. Yes, if I did that in the other order, I would have killed the enemy already. This is completely fine. I was just trying to get the Pandib closer to the good amount for the next fight. And if you believe that, I got some waterfront property to sell you on an island. Upgraded exhaust card, easy. Vulnerability, sure, I'll happily take that too. Probably don't need liquid bronze. Probably don't need potions, really. We get a colorless card in the opening hand as well. We'll see how that one works out for us. We literally have no cards we can even upgrade in the deck, so. Madness could do pretty well. Okay, let's have a little bit of a look at the deck here. I'm not going to like heavily analyze it because that would make every fight extremely slow. There's a Shape of Puddle in there. There's a Blasphemy. Okay, we can protect ourselves using maybe a double play the Shape of Puddle. There's a Normality in there, which I forgot to remove. What? Ryan. Ah! What are you doing? Let's get that uppercut out and then... It's probably time to get the power out as well. Okay. This fight is going to be extremely random. 1, 2... Okay, we can nope Normality at least here. Shame's fine. Shame at least gets out of my hand at the end of the turn. I can live with shame. No, I'm certain. Whoa, that's the second exotic form. I'm not playing cards out of class anymore. Love the fire breathing here. These can be gotten from random pull effects? I'll take Empty Fist just in case I ever get by any haunted whole hands going, so I can't just keep the Shape of Puddle, unfortunately. May as well cast it here then if that's going to be the case. Gifts from Beyond. Whenever an ethereal card is exhausted, gain energy and draw 1 card next turn. God, can I put you on the leftmost of my hand? Hexa level. I can scale my intensity. Now, scaling my intensity does absolutely nothing, but I can do it. If I so wanted. It is so hard to play Blade Dance. I play it, I draw 2 cards, and I generate 3 more into the hand. I play any of the 3 cards, they generate 2 more cards in hand, right? It's wild. Okay, fine. We're going past this hand. We're now upgrading cards we create during combat. Let's exhaust all off-class cards right here, because that's... It creates other cards that are in class at the absolute least. I don't necessarily know what I'm doing, but one of these days I'm going to find out, and as soon as I do, you're in for a treat, Buster. As soon as I understand how to play this game, you're dead. It also does certainly help here that so much of my deck is already 0 cost. Okay, those were all really good splits right there. Draw an extra card per turn. Definitely don't need that. All right, another upcut out there. We can float by a little more. One thing I should probably keep an eye on is exactly how many attacks I have left in this deck, because the amount is decreasing. I actually kind of wish I had the card in my deck that created other cards. That is, the one that created off-class attacks and muddled them. That would actually be extremely useful. Extremely is the word of the day. Brr, brr, we found the word of the day. I can't stop saying it. Come on. There we go. Whew. Do I even have anything in the deck that can give us off-class cards anymore? Exhaust all off-class cards in hand, replacing with ones that cost less. There is that at the absolute least. It's not adding many more attacks into the deck. Let's poison you, I guess. And, oh, no. Solid Boomerang's good enough at this turn, then. Just trying to figure out if we had anything worthwhile enough. Honestly, at this point, most of our cards do nothing, but we can basically play anything. Trash the treasure that. Nice. Now we've got a multi-beam starting to get set up. And we can set it up more by using Trash the Treasure to burn, Snack Beam? 1 armor break. That's all we can even fit in hand. Let me get more of those. Oh my god, I was about to say, let me get more of those zero cost attacks. Asking the game delivers. Okay, let's shift past these ones. Oh no, Chomp was pretty useful. Are we now gonna lose? No. Just quickly answer that one for you. Not really possible at this point. It's gonna be a long road as we go nowhere. I'm pretty certain at this point I can just randomly click things and then, yeah, eventually that'll happen. Look at these. Look at these. I was bridging my way all the way to the enemies bar with just my buffs and debuffs. Wild. Could scarcely be more wild. Yep, beyond perfect. 24,000 rather, 2,400. For the moment, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire Downfall. That has been a Snecko run. Just gone mad unknown again, and really being held together by the boss relics in particular, Runic Pyramid. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we will see you tomorrow.